Hello everyone, I'm Harrison Kelly, and this is Scroll Sidelines. Welcome back to the show. We've got Addie Dyer, Hadley Seaman, and Lindsay Belknap on the panel today. And we've got a lot to cover, from BYU football to football with intramurals. And we're gonna start with that, football intramurals here at BYU-Idaho. What do you got for us, Addie?
All right, well, we had 2 games take place Thursday, October 16th at the BYU-I Stadium. The event was the Pink Out, and we were supporting breast cancer awareness. It was so much fun. So we had 2 games. We had the Hurricanes and the Vikings, and their final score was 38-0. Hurricanes win. They blew the Vikings out of the water. It was amazing. And then our second game was Spartans versus Bruins, and the Bruins did end up on the top 11-9. They had some crazy plays too. They were so energetic. They were so much fun to watch. Yeah, and our next games are actually tomorrow. Our first game is at 1 p.m. It's the Hurricanes against the Bruins, and at 3:30 there's another game, and it is the Vikings versus the Spartans. And those are both at the BYUI Stadium. So don't miss out on those, guys. We also have Powder Puff playing at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning also. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. The girls have been practicing a lot. It's been a blast getting to watch them. So definitely show up to that too. But have y'all ever played Powder Puff? Is that a big thing? Where you guys are from?
I'm a guy, so.
Oh yeah. Okay, so girls.
Yes.
Did you play?
No, I didn't. But my high school did an annual Powder Puff game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. Also, flag football is becoming a huge thing with the girls. You know, ladies.
Go what?
I think it's great. Yeah, our team, our high school had Powder Puff every year, and then some of us males would go and dress up as cheerleaders on the side.
Yes, that's what my school did.
Yeah.
And so I have a twin sister, and she would play in the games, and then I'd be cheering for her.
That's so cute.
But I'd be in a fake wig,
Yep.
Oh
my
gosh.
skirt.
Harrison, I'll give you my pink wig and you can go cheer them on.
You should.
Actually,
I'll pull it out.
I think I might have time before the first the 1 p.m. game, because I think the Spartans play the Bruins play the
Bruins play
Hurricanes
the
at 1.
Yes.
At 1 o'clock, and I'm going to that game, and then of
Yes.
course I'm gonna go to the next game too at
So you got plenty of time.
3:30. I might have time to actually go to. You might see me.
Hurricanes versus Vikings. 38-0. That's
It was
Insane.
crazy.
The Vikings are a great group of guys. I love them to death. They're great. There's a lot of turnovers. There was about 5 turnovers in that game, and that's what cost them the game.
Yeah.
Especially at 38-0 I mean, that is kind of a hard pill to swallow. And so props to them for playing through those 4 quarters, because that was kind of a hard one for them. And then the next game was heavily defensive, because you had the Spartans and the Bruins.
Yeah, they played great.
Yeah, and their defenses are great.
I know. You were there. Did you see, oh my gosh, what's his name?
Yeah, there was
You know who I'm talking about.
very unfortunate injury.
Yeah. Prayers to him.
Yeah, Paul is the
Yes.
Spartans. Their QB1, and he's a great guy. I mean,
He's so
he's
great.
really good rolling out of the pocket. He's very mobile. He had some pretty good passes into the flats, and he was coming around on one of those outside runs, and a linebacker,
down.
or I think it was a nose tackle that picked him up, and
Oh jeez.
and he broke his leg. Yeah,
Yeah, poor guy.
pretty bad. Some prayers to Paul. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Great player. Probably one of the greater players in the league. And he's
absolutely.
He's a great guy too. So, but it was a good game.
was so
Well
good.
fought. 11-9, super close. I mean, it was a toss-up
really
right there in the
entertaining
fourth
to
quarter.
watch. They played
Bruins
great.
almost lost the game. They fumbled on the
Last
10-yard
minute,
line. They fumbled on the 10-yard line. There's a couple minutes left in the game. Then the Spartans score. It was their first score of the game, because it was 11-0 for most of the game. Well, it was 3-0 for the whole
was
first
3
half,
yeah.
and then it was 11-0 in the second half, but for the rest of the game
It was a
until
slow
that
moving.
fumble. Yeah, and so then it was 9-11, and then it was the Spartans had the ball right the last couple of minutes, and Bruins defense stopped them. It was a close game.
It was good though.
A really
I feel
close
like
game.
those type of games that are fun to watch though. especially
were.
audience-wise. Like I would be sad. I'd just be like,
mean,
you know,
I
kind of
don't
like where you're like
see
watching any like NFL or like college game where you're just like glued to the screen. Just being like, please.
I mean, they're like running up and down the field, like back and forth. It was just so funny. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. So we're excited for this weekend.
Yes.
Hurricanes. So I think the Bruins are 2-0. The Hurricanes are 1-1. And so it's going to be a pretty good game.
I think
that 1 o'clock game will be interesting. And then the Spartans will be playing the Vikings, and hopefully the Vikings are. They've had a lot of injuries this season, and so they kind of have that disadvantage. So hopefully they go into this game well prepared for what the Spartans have for them. So
that'll be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, go check out the intramural teams here at BYUI. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch. And Powder Puff. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
See us there. It'll be a great time. But we'll shift gears now to BYU. This weekend was insane. They played in the Holy War, and Lindsay's got the latest for us with BYU.
BYU took on Utah and Lavelle Edwards, where they came out on top with a score of 24-21, which. Again, we kind of were similar with our predictions of how that that 3-point margin.
I was the furthest away from that prediction.
yeah, you said like 10-14 or something like that.
Lindsay, you got my hopes up.
I know.
You're like, it's your score. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, didn't you have like the 24?
Yeah, you had.
And then they scored again, and I was like,
you had
17-14.
Yeah, 17-14. She had it first.
That's
for
right.
It was there
That's
just for a little bit.
17-14 BYU, and then they scored another touchdown, and I think Utah came back as well and scored another touchdown as well.
It's 24-21.
Yeah, but we have some star players from BYU. LJ Martin, the running back, had 122 rushing yards, which is pretty good for a running back. And then we also have Bear Bachmeier, of course, quarterback, had a passing touchdown to number 2, Trace Roberts. And also Parker Kingston also had a touchdown as well. So those are definitely some star players to just keep an eye out when you're watching BYU games. They're starting to stick out more as time goes on.
Yeah, and LJ Martin's one of the better backs in the league. Not just in the league, in the conference, I think. And then Bear Bachmeier, he's got freshman. Yeah. He's got like three weeks in a row. He's got like Player of the Week, freshman Player of the Week, and he's insane. I don't know if you guys saw that play, that rushing play that Bear did, where he jumped. He literally hurtled over the Utah defensive. They call him Air Bear. I mean, shows him just jumping right over, and then later in that game, that touchdown, that rushing touchdown. I think they're like on the 15, and he rushed. He ran around the outs, or he ran up the middle, and he got away from some defenders, and then he was picked up by 2, and the rest of the team came in and pushed him right into the end zone.
Yeah, the
that was a really great touchdown.
That one was good.
That was a different kind of tush push, is what that was. It was just a full-on push, and it was a great touchdown by Bear Bachmeier. But that game was pretty defensive, like I said, but I think it was way more offensive than I was giving them credit before the game, and so I was wrong coming into that game. And I was blown away. I was blown away by Utah's performance. They played very well.
They did.
Well, I was actually about to talk about that a little bit. Yes, Utah did have a good performance, but looking at their stats again after the game, post-game, they had a lot of penalties and a lot of turnovers. That really costed them a lot of yards and turnovers. Obviously, turnovers are not the greatest thing that you want in a football game. So I think for Utah, that's definitely one of the biggest takeaways for them, at least, to like learn. You gotta no penalties.
Well, in that first half, they had 3 holding calls.
Yeah.
I remember on the 3rd holding call, Kyle Whittingham was getting like into the refs. He was like 3 on us and 0 on them. What is that about? And I mean, you gotta have a really disciplined team. And in that first half, BYU almost had like little to no penalties in that whole game. I wrote it down
here. Utah had about 12 penalties, cost them about 77 yards, and then BYU only had 5, and it cost them 42. So.
Discipline wins games.
Yes.
It really shows you how penalties can really make or break a game.
Yeah, so, discipline definitely wins games. And I've seen a lot around social media. You've got Utah fans in there, and of course, naturally they'd be blaming the refs. It's like, oh, it's Utah against the refs. And BYU just played a good game. I mean, you've got to give props to Utah though. Their quarterback Dampier, he's like a running back himself as well. He's very mobile, he's very quick, and he made a lot of really great plays. And their defense was pretty great too. They need to work on discipline, but at the end of the day, there was a pass interference call on BYU that I even thought was kind of ridiculous. And so you can't just label it on the refs. Like it kind of went both ways in that game. And so, but you got to look at discipline. I mean, discipline is heavy with your team, and usually the more disciplined team will come out on top.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, BYU does take on Iowa State tomorrow at 1:30. This is going to be a very interesting game, I think. I mean, okay, but we've obviously said that almost every single game.
true.
We're like, this is going to be a very interesting game. But no, I truly think this one's going to be a pretty interesting one. BYU's taking on Iowa State, and Iowa State's at home. And it's, I don't know. I mean, it's just such an interesting environment again. With Utah's probably dealt with the same thing with heading to LaVell Stadium and playing at BYU's home. It's always a different environment. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can adapt.
I think this will be the true test for BYU here.
100%.
They're ranked 11 like overall.
This is another
and
Big 12 game,
This is
right?
another Big 12
yeah.
game, and Iowa State's one of the better teams in the Big 12. It's probably them and Texas Tech and BYU and then Arizona State. And I mean, Arizona State did just beat Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is still ranked higher.
true.
And so this is really going to be the true test for BYU. This and Texas Tech. I know last week we were talking, if BYU beat Utah, they're headed to the playoffs. I actually would say if they beat Iowa State, they have a really good shot in the playoffs.
Really?
Of course, it'll come down to after this game, they go on to play Texas Tech, and that's going to be even harder game. But this is going to be a true test, I think, for BYU's offense.
Yeah.
Their defense is decent, right? Their defense is held. Their defense didn't play as well as I wished last week with Utah, but their defense is still one of the top defenses in the Big 12. And their offense really needs to kick it in gear if they want to beat this Iowa State team.
I think this is really a test for Bear Bachmeier as well. For him being a freshman, a starting freshman as well, this is really going to be a test for him as well. Even though he's just a freshman, this is going to really show how good of a player he is by being in such a different environment, especially daytime too, you know. Weather can also affect a game. You know, I'm from Missouri, so I know that Iowa is a little bit humid than Utah is. So it can really affect a game. So I think with some of these star players, it's really gonna show what they can do.
And something to note here too is ESPN Analytics, they have Iowa State down by 45.7% as a possible, the matchup's like 54.3% BYU in favor of BYU to 45.7% for Iowa State. And the ESPN Sportsbook, the betting sportsbook, people are putting money on Iowa State, and again, it's another 3-point spread.
Really?
It's about 3.5.
3 points.
And so again, that shows you that this is going to be a pretty close game. This is going to be a pretty tough matchup for BYU. And so, what do you guys think? What do you think's going to happen this weekend?
I think this is really hard. This is actually probably the hardest one. I will say, since BYU was able to like just keep that energy and tenacity like against Utah with like their strong defense and everything, I'm gonna go with BYU on this one. And I would probably say, well, if a 3-point spread, we gotta go something like, let's do 24-21 again.
24-21.
Okay.
That's safe.
BYU.
That's safe. That's safe. That, you know, the 3-point spread does show that the team, you know, does score a field goal to win the game, or that's just the way the lineup works. I'm gonna go ahead and say I really do think it'll be a really close game. I think it'll be a higher scoring game than what I've predicted in the past. I was proven wrong with Utah, with University of Utah. It was a higher scoring game than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot more defensive than it was, but I was wrong. And I was was thoroughly impressed by both teams.
Yeah.
And how their offenses operated, and I was lesser impressed by the defenses and the stops that they made. And I think that this Iowa State team is going to really give BYU a run for their money. I'm going to say.
This is like drum rolling.
Yeah.
21-17 Iowa State.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
The reason I say that is because BYU,
I don't know.
BYU in the past, they usually play like they'll go beat a team like Texas Tech, and then they'll go lose to a team like Cincinnati. You know, and so I think this is the team that this or Texas Tech is the team to beat BYU.
Okay, so can I say really quick why I said BYU? It's because Iowa State, within the first couple of weeks, they lost against Colorado, and BYU beat Colorado. That's one of the main reasons why I picked BYU. But I do like your reasoning, though. So.
Well, and you look at the stats, their QB has a lot more passing yards.
Yeah.
Than Bear Bachmeier does. Now that passing yards doesn't mean that you're gonna score touchdowns.
Yeah.
It just means that, you know, you have a cannon and you have a good completion, have a decent completion percentage. But of course, LJ Martin is incredible. I think he's gonna run. He's able to run the ball more than their running back. And we got Chase Roberts, and he's a great receiver. So. You never know. Again, it is a toss-up. What do you guys think?
I severely underestimated BYU last week. Yeah. I'm not going to do that again. I felt guilty. I felt bad.
Wait, what did you say?
I said they were going to lose 14-17.
We were the only ones
Oh,
that said
yeah,
Utah.
you're right.
So that's why I was like, feel so bad.
I know. I'm going to give them the win this weekend. 3-point spread sounds correct to me, but I'm gonna bump them up a little bit more. I'm gonna say around maybe 27.
Okay.
21.
20.
No, I'm going
more
low.
than 3-point spread.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
27, 21.
Might be
Honestly,
crazy,
Sounds
but-
reasonable.
Okay. No, I could see that. Possibly a game-winning touchdown. I could see
Yeah.
that. What do you got?
Always BYU on top. I mean, unless you're going one of my Texas teams, it's always gonna be BYU.
Oh, we know what she's gonna say with Texas Tech.
All right. No, but, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with 21-17.
Wow.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
a
like-
blowout.
Yes.
Not a blowout.
Wait.
But it's gonna be a big 21-17. I thought you said 27-17.
That's not
21-17.
Did I say 27?
You did say 21. I thought you
okay.
said 27. You did say 21. Okay. Well, so yeah, a pretty close game. We will see what happens tomorrow. But stay tuned. Make
knows?
sure to watch that. We have a watch party going on again
Yes.
here at BYU-Idaho. I believe it's going to be at the MC Crossroads this time.
I think
Tomorrow
so.
at 1:30. Well, that's when the game starts, but they might have stuff going on a little
Yeah.
bit, like an hour prior.
But
So.
it's
They might have a
so
tailgate
much
for
fun. Y'all gotta go. We
Yes.
went.
They have
It
cougar
was a
tails, dude.
blast.
Yeah, and Cougar Tails,
That
guys.
too.
I gotta eat a cougar tail in the Hart Auditorium watching BYU play Utah.
bet
It
that was
was
iconic.
it was
Better place
magical.
to
It was
be.
great.
It was so
So
fun.
go check out if you're feeling
Yes.
like you're wanting some maple donut.
Yeah.
Get a cougar tail. Anyway, we're gonna shift gears from BYU. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but we're gonna shift gears to local stuff. We've got the Idaho Falls Spud Kings. They are playing in the NCDC League, and it's basically a collegiate prep league for hockey, and they see a lot of guys actually get drafted to college teams or even to NHL teams. So it's a pretty big game, or pretty big league especially for our local sports. And the Spud Kings, they won the Dinian Cup last year. They come into the season, they've lost quite a few games. They're currently 4-3 after they defeated Rock Springs Miners. They pulled ahead in the second period of the game. They scored 4 points in that second period. And they also had 3 unanswered points in that second half. So 3 unanswered points, they scored 3 up, and they won that game. They're now heading to Pueblo, Colorado to play the Pueblo Bulls. That is a tongue twister for you. And they're playing, they head there tonight actually. They're playing a 2-day game series against them. So it'll be a pretty close game. The Bulls are also 5-3. They're coming off of a loss from Grand Junction Riverhawks. So It'll be an interesting game. I learned some new things about the Spud Kings, though. And I want to ask you, I learned about their demographics for their players. And I want to ask you guys, just to guess, what 3 countries do Spud Kings players come from?
Okay, well, I think there's an obvious one.
There's an obvious one.
Canada.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That was a good
Was that
one,
not
yeah.
obvious?
I mean, it would make
It's like
sense.
there is
No,
no
that would make
but
sense.
that's
That
not
makes
it.
sense. That makes sense. Okay, Canada.
Sweden.
That's actually a good guess.
Norway.
That's not one
do
of
I
them.
not get 2 guesses? Sorry.
Russia.
That's close. Okay. Well, you guys aren't even picking the most obvious one here.
Denmark.
Guys,
How is Canada
US.
Sweet.
not the most
the
obvious?
United States, the majority of the players are from the United States. I think about like 70% of the
I
players
didn't know
from
that
the United
counted.
States.
You know what? Clocked it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's embarrassing.
So, yeah, the majority of their players are from the United States, but they've got 5 players from Canada, and what's the other country?
Sweden.
No. We already said no. It's Sweden.
Was it
Not
Russia?
one of them.
It's Slovakia.
Oh, okay.
No,
I would've
Slovenia.
guessed that.
Wait.
I was, I was about to say same difference, but like I don't want to be like.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
So yeah, they have a pretty diverse roster, and I was
Yeah.
looking at the Pueblo Bulls, and they're all from the United States. So
Hey, go Spud Kings.
yeah.
That was the most obvious one. United States.
Yep, Slovakia.
So
It's got
good.
6.9% of the players from Slovakia.
Oh, that is quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah. So that there's some interesting. They got 2 players from Slovakia, 5 players from Canada, and the rest of their players
that's
are from
cool.
the United States. So yeah, the Spud Kings, they're a great team. Again, they have a great coaching staff. Anthony Bones, their head coach, he's a great coach. Changed their organization from what they were 2 years ago. Brought them to the Dinian Cup. They won the Dinian Cup. Hopefully they'll be contending for that cup in Idaho Falls this winter or this spring. And so, yeah, check out the Spud Kings. They're doing great things.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do tonight and tomorrow night
Definitely.
with the Pueblo Bulls. So we got more things coming up. We've got Hadley Seaman. What did you get for us this week?
I have been looking into our fitness classes at BYU.
Oh, okay.
This is my 4th semester here. Didn't really know those were a thing until this semester. And so now I'm finally like going to all these fun classes, and it's been so much fun. We have quite a few different options. We have yoga, Pilates, cycling, step, HIIT. Don't know what those are, but they sound like fun. We have water aerobics, Zumba, just all these fun things that you can do for free multiple times a week. We also have sports groups like jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, wrestling, boxing, which I tried. Very intimidating, yes, I did. And I was scared, and I was very...
Wait, were like they like?
Did you actually do it? Like,
hitting
did you hit?
Like, though, or like?
I was hit in the air.
Did you get
You
hit?
were, like,
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
She's
dodged it.
fast. She's fast.
you were, like throwing punches at someone. I was like,
Holy crap.
They like handed out gloves at the very end, but there weren't enough gloves because there were so many people there, which I thought was amazing. I wasn't expecting that,
Yeah.
but
Did they just
there's-
tape hands?
we just left early. My cousin and I
okay.
were like, we were like, what are we gonna do? Like, just pretend to hit each other,
Yeah.
you know? So we just left. But I mean, I'm sure, if all these people keep coming, they'll get more gloves. So definitely sign up to go to those. You can go to my BYUI, look on the calendar. It'll list everything that's happening in a week. You just click on it, and it'll take you to IM Leagues, and you just sign in with your school email, sign a waiver, and you're good to go.
wow.
That's cool.
So it's pretty
That's
simple,
awesome.
and just multiple times a week, there's always something happening.
I've
So
always heard about the cycling class and saw
Oh,
like
it's so
clips and
much
stuff. And it
fun.
looks
Don't
like
they
a
have
lot
like
of fun.
strobe lights?
Yeah, they have
Yes,
like
they
strobe
do.
lights and like
Like
blast
music.
music.
Pumping
Yeah.
music.
Oh,
and you're
it's
just like-
so much fun.
Yeah.
I love
It
it.
definitely
know.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
You should come.
I wonder how many guys go to that.
Probably a lot.
There's a few, I feel like.
Probably some husbands in there. Yeah. Did you guys know though that there's fencing at BYU?
Yeah, I did
Idaho?
see
Yes.
that.
Have you guys
yes.
ever done fencing before?
No.
Sounds like so much fun though.
I got to check them out about a year ago, and I went to one of their classes. They drew blood. Drew blood on my finger. They say you've never fenced until you actually have had blood drawn. So
Oh my gosh.
You've never.
my first time, literally, they cut my finger. It's because I'm a rookie. I don't even know how to fence. Like they were just showing me what to do, and I was low key getting cooked. But I had my finger. You're supposed to have your hand behind your back
Yeah. Yeah.
to protect it, right? Because your other hand is like got a glove, and then you've got like the
little
part of
ball,
the
yeah.
sword that's like protecting you. And I like brought my hand out and went, and I was like, oh freak. And so
my
But
God.
fencing's great. Go check that out too.
sounds like a lot.
Yeah, guys,
They
go
also
check
have
out
classes for
fencing.
that.
Maybe you'll.
But yeah,
lots
all
of
those different fitness classes here at
That is so
BYU-Idaho.
cool.
Really cool. So yeah, go. There's always something to do here in Rexburg. I always tell people, like,
definitely.
if you think there's nothing to do in Rexburg, there is. Because
hard.
yeah, because you got all these fitness classes you go to. Like, you've got the campus does so many things as far as sports, as far as activities. There's always something to do
I
here.
hope you heard me because I said, oh, definitely. And I said in the first episode that I don't agree with that. So,
She's changed her mind. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
changed my
go
mind.
check out what BYU-Idaho has to offer. This place is really great. Well, that does it for our episode this week. We'll see what happens as Iowa faces BYU at home. And also check out the Powder Puff game tomorrow at 10 a.m. and the two games following, 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. at the BYU-Idaho Stadium. Until next week, we'll see you next time.